Hi everyone, my name is Kylie Steffee, and today I'm here presenting the FFA Creed, the history on the Creed, some background, and we're going to go through what the actual Creed, what we have in it, and then we're going to talk through the competition a little bit. But before we begin, let's talk about who wrote the FFA Creed. His name is E.M. Tiffany, and he wrote the FFA Creed in 1928. Some background information on him is he went or taught at the University of Wisconsin, and not only did he teach as a professor there, but he actually was the chief of the Department of Agricultural Education. Like I mentioned, he wrote the FFA Creed in 1928, but it actually wasn't adopted into the FFA until 1930. When Tiffany wrote this creed, he was only 45 years old, so he wasn't that old. So now that we know a little bit of background information, we're going to talk about his inspiration for writing it. So when being asked how he was inspired to write it, he said, "There's enough inspiration in each word of the organization's name to call forth the highest hopes, the deepest concern, the profoundest regard, the strongest determination to carry forward the ideals, never realized in full, but without of which the farmer would forever remain the man with the hoe." So I'm going to talk about 4 of those things: the highest hopes, the deepest concern, the profoundest regard, the strongest determination to carry forward the ideals, and then we're going to talk about the farmer would forever remain the man with the hoe. So what we can think he was meaning when he's talking about his inspiration, when he says the highest hopes, he's talking about what agriculturalists envision and what they want to achieve in the future. When he says the deepest concern, he's talking about people in agriculture, acknowledging that there are issues and that issues will not just go away, they'll continue. When he mentions the profoundest regard, he's talking about morals. He's saying that in agriculture and people in agriculture have certain morals instilled, like being good human beings, and that it will continue in future generations. And then he says the strongest determination. He's saying that anything is possible, and that if you have the right mindset, you can achieve anything. And lastly, he says the farmer would forever remain the man with the hoe, which Tiffany is saying that he believes in advancement in agriculture, that we're not just going to always be out having to do our little plot of land, but we can achieve greater things. So now that we have some background information and we've gone through the inspiration, I'm going to pass out a short 3-question quiz for all of you. And you don't have to fill them out right now, but towards the end you can fill those out and then I'll collect them at the end. Alright, so now that we have a little bit of history knowledge and some background information and we understand why he wrote the creed, it's time to take a look at the actual creed. So, without further ado, this is 85 years of the FFA Creed.
My Father, Linden, Kansas, and the family had a house and a farm on the edge of town. My father's job was to be a representative of the University of Wisconsin and traveling around the state teaching vocational agricultural topics in the Wisconsin high schools. You'd like to get the kids out onto the farm, reaching the heart and soul of learning to be a farmer in the field. And he was getting ready for the annual conference of the Future Farmers of America. And he wanted to do something to kind of put a stake in the ground and say, here's where I stand. That became the creed. It wasn't an academic statement, it was a philosophic statement. It's a work of philosophy, it's a work of art. The amazing thing is that here at 85 years, it gives me a warm feeling to know that my father had the sensitivity to have been able to make that contribution, affect the lives of so many. That made all the difference in the world.
I believe in the future of agriculture with a faith born not of words, but of deeds.
Achievements won by the present and past generations of agriculturists. And the promise of better days through better ways, even as the better things we now enjoy have come to us from the struggles of former years.
I believe that to live and work on a good farm, or to be engaged in other agricultural pursuits,
is pleasant as well as challenging, for I know the joys and discomforts of agricultural life.
and hold an inborn fondness for those associations which,
even in hours of discouragement, I cannot deny.
I believe in leadership from ourselves and respect from others. I believe in my own ability to work efficiently and think clearly with such knowledge and skill as I can secure.
And in the ability of progressive agriculturists to serve our own and the public interest.
In producing and marketing the product of our toil. I believe in less dependence on begging and more power in bargaining. In the life abundant
and enough honest wealth to help make it so, for others as well as myself.
and less need for charity and more of it when needed.
And being happy myself.
And playing square with those whose happiness depends upon me.
I believe that American agriculture can and will,
Hold true to the best traditions of our national life,
And that I can exert an influence in my home and community.
which will stand solid for my part in that inspiring task.
All right, so now that we have heard the creed itself, there's something I quickly want to go over. So like I mentioned, this is a contest in the leadership FFA contests, and it's for freshmen. And when you speak the creed, or when you present it, you stand before people and you're going to say it with some enthusiasm, and you're going to use a little bit of hand gestures. So as you can see in front of you, I passed out a creed, and each part is highlighted. Every table has their own paragraph, and right now we're going to take a couple minutes and we're going to discuss amongst ourselves and read through that paragraph as a table group, and then we're going to come up with or highlight or circle some main ideas, and then we're going to come back in 2 minutes and I'm going to ask for some volunteers to explain what they think it means. So go ahead and do that right now.
So we have to read this to our group. Okay.
Kylie, you gotta read it.
Do I have to use enthusiasm too?
Yep.
Okay. Funny thing, actually, guys, I can't read, so don't judge me if I take pauses. Does everybody just want to read it to themselves? Because I've already read it.
Nope.
Nope, you can go.
Come on.
That to live and work on a good farm. Wait.
Yeah, just 2 words.
Yeah, let Charlie do it.
Please do.
That's a live on a word. What? I believe that to live and work on a good farm or be engaged in other agriculture pursuits is pleasant as well as challenging, for I know the joys and discomforts of agriculture life. I hold and born for fondness for those associated with, even in hours of discomfort or discouragement, I cannot deny. Wow.
Yeah, go team.
I'm like half dyslexic.
Okay, so what do we think it means? Which one of us is going to talk about it, so we need to figure out what it means? Nose goes.
Nose goes.
Haha, Charlie's it. So, what do we think it means? Like, for us... I give up. Awkward laugh. I don't know, for like everyone to have rights to like be able to work on a farm. And like, no. Yeah. To all be able to be treated even. Farmers can have no.
What do you think?
I really don't.
I think if you're going to pursue agriculture, then there's going to be a bunch of joys and a bunch of discomforts. So you're going to have to get through many things before you succeed.
Honestly, I was kind of thinking the same.
Of course they're thinking the same thing.
Is
that what we're gonna say?
I
I really don't know. Well, that's what Charlie's gonna say.
Alrighty, we're gonna group back together really fast. I hope that was enough time. Do I have any volunteers for the people with the first paragraph? Is that right in front? Yes. What do we think it means?
I think that it means that if we didn't struggle in the past, we wouldn't be where we're at today. And most people believe that we have a strong future with agriculture.
Very good. So there's a future and trials make us better, right? Okay. Future in agriculture. And challenges make us stronger. Alrighty, how about the other table? Do we have anything to add to that, or is that what we got?
That's basically what we got.
Alrighty, good. How about our second paragraph, people? Do we have anything to add on the second paragraph? Yes.
So I feel like it's basically referencing to that agriculture can be like it can have ups and downs, but it's good and bad.
So we're gonna encounter some struggles. Is that what I'm hearing? Alrighty. Encounter struggles. Alrighty. How about my other table for paragraph 2? I know there's another one. Oh, it's our center table. What do we think?
We just kind of agreed with what they said.
You didn't find anything else? Nothing important?
No, not really.
Nobody? Okay. All right, we'll leave that like that then. All right, how about the third paragraph? Yeah.
We said it was like kind of like working, like you can work independently and like good with other people and alone, and then to like provide and teach for our supporters and like the public.
Good. So it's good to be able to work with ourselves and with the community?
Yeah.
All right. Good. Work with community and ourselves. How about paragraph 4? Ready? Paragraph 4. There's my table for that. Yes.
That like people like when we're growing things, like people that can put time on it, like instead of just keeping.
So we should be able to depend on others? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
All right. That's important, depending on others, not just ourselves. Others is important. Okay, and last but not least, paragraph 5.
when it says that we'll hold true to the best traditions, it's saying that farming has always been certain ways, and those ways can change, but they'll always have the same outcome.
So traditions are important, but so is advancement?
Yes.
Alrighty.
And the second part is when it says exert an influence in my home and community, saying that it will always have an effect on how you farm, but it will have an effect on your community and you as an individual.
Cool, so it affects everybody, right? Alrighty. I think you guys did really good, so thank you. And now that we understand all the paragraphs of the creed, and we have a better understanding of what the creed is saying about agriculture and the people in agriculture, I am going to introduce you to some contest rules, but before we can do that, let's get out our GIM kit and we're going to play a game. Alright, so
I got first place last year. I'm gonna have to get paid. So
Me too. Oh no. Second grade.
yeah.
World languages.
Alrighty, so join our GIM kit, please. I'll write the code on the board, so if you're a late joiner, you can join.
Oh gosh, we need bigger names. Oh.
Alrighty, so we got 5 people in.
I want that one. This is being slow.
Game's full.
Yeah, it says game's full.
5 players.
Huh.
Oh,
Well,
no wonder why it won't let me in.
that's weird.
Because you're a student, not a teacher.
Let's start
Oof.
the game, and we will fix that.
Play 5 at a time.
If you haven't joined, maybe somebody in the table group, play with them.
Is anybody in?
Part only one? Okay, so.
So you just pop the right next to it. He's eating his pencil.
So congrats to all our winners, but now let's take a look at the things that I just passed out, the creed rules. I have a couple quick things to point out to you. So first, as you may have noticed, the creed contest is only available for 7th, 8th, and 9th graders, which is you guys, our targeted audience. And then lastly, every 4 minutes after the creed competition, after you're presenting, every second they deduct a point. So thank you guys for being here today, and Let me know if you have any questions on the rules, but just look those over and thank you.